All right, next up is Stephanie Morris, NHGRI Technology Development and Coordinating Center, RFA. Stephanie, Program Director in Genomic Science.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm happy to present a concept for renewal of the NHGRI Technology Development Coordinating Center. Okay, and we're getting the slides up here. So to start, this center is responsible for coordinating technology development at NHGRI and also for supporting our genome technology program. So a little bit more about this Genome Tech program. Its overarching goal is to accelerate innovation, development, and early dissemination of genomic technologies. If you take a look at the left-hand side, there's several initiatives that make up this program, sorted by different research areas, and the TDCC, as we call the Coordinating Center, is one of these initiatives. In the past year, we've also been able to open up the program to other NHGRI-supported tech dev. So these are R01s, R21s, and small business grants that have joined the program in the past year. So in addition to GTP, or the Genome Tech program, we also see that the Centers of Excellence in Genomic Science is another program that strongly is focused on technology development, where we have crosstalk and coordination occurring between these two programs that's largely mediated by this coordinating center. So a little bit more about the TDCC. It was actually launched in 2021. It's a 4-year award, and it's currently in its 3rd year. The goal of this center is to enhance integration between components of the Genome Tech program. And I would want to point out is that it's the first coordinating center of this kind, where it's responsible for coordinating tech dev art grants. So it's been in place just for 3 years, and over the past 3 years, this center has been successful in making progress on several of its objectives. So I'm just laying out a few here. So in addition to coordinating annual meetings, it's also hosted a series of widely attended and viewed outreach events and webinars. In the past year alone, they have organized 4 webinars focused on emerging technologies. These are all posted on YouTube, and they've had over 10,000 views. They also have provided funds to support early-stage research projects. Most of these are collaborations between grantees, and to date, they've supported 9 of these research projects. They've resulted in 4 publications so far, and there are several follow-on grants in development. And then the last thing on this slide I would point out is that, importantly, they've been coordinating more than 60, in actuality, it's around 70-something R01, R21, and small business grants that are part of our technology development portfolio here at NHGRI. And something that's not on this slide is because it's been so successful, another NIH institute is developing their own tech dev coordinating center modeled after the NHGRI TDCC. So if you're interested in learning a bit more about our grantees that are supported, there are publications and outreach events that are hosted by the TDCC. You can go to this link here. This is a website they've established. So I've just told you about how successful our current awardee is. And so what we're hoping for with this renewal is in the next phase of the coordinating center to have this be an open competition where the new awardee would come in and build on the activities of this center. So there are 3 activities here that I'm pointing out, one of which is to facilitate opportunities for new research collaborations to advance technology development and dissemination, to also develop outreach strategies and resources that can be used to engage the broader research community. And the last one here is to support innovative small-scale work through the administration and management of an Opportunity Funds program. So what I'll do in the next 2 or 3 slides is just delve a little bit deeper into these different goals and activities. So when we're talking about facilitating opportunities for collaborations, we're including organizing annual meetings. This would be for the Genome Tech program and also SEGS. These really serve as venues for sharing research findings and also for exchanging ideas. We're also talking about convening scientific working groups specifically for the Genome Tech program. So in this current phase, we find that these working groups are really excellent opportunities for grantees to meet outside of the annual meeting. They use these to share progress on their projects, also to talk about emerging technologies, the advantages and challenges. And we use this also to coordinate with other programs that have similar interests in technology development. Another activity is developing outreach strategies and resources. So these are approaches and educational materials that would target a broad audience across different career stages. This could be in the form of presentations and webinars about technology development and dissemination. We'd also want them to maintain the GTP website, and that's being used to really highlight the advances of the program. And then the last thing I would talk about is supporting innovative small-scale work. So this would be through this Opportunity Funds program, and it's important to point out that this is actually half the budget of the center. And the goal of this program is to expand the impact of the genome tech portfolio. It would support pilot projects in priority areas that align with the genome tech program. This may include early stage studies that would allow for the generation of preliminary data that can be used for larger studies and opportunities. These could be activities to advance disseminations of tools and methods being developed. Also, this could be used for development of methods and materials that could aid in new technology evaluation. And I would say this is also a really good opportunity to encourage new partnerships through collaborations of our grantees and others outside the program. So, what we're aiming to do is have one U24 award that would start in FY25. This would be funded for 5 years at $1.5 million total cost per year. The budget would include $750K in total cost per year for the Opportunity Fund program, and this would be an open competition. So I'll end here by thanking members of NHGRI's Team Technology. There are several of us involved in technology development here, and I want to give a special call out to Katie Bardsley and Ben Cubbert. They really helped me, and they're very hands-on with program management of the coordinating center. And so I'll open it up for questions from council, and we have our lead discussants, or lead-offs anyway, Drs. Lynn Pinocchio and Tim Reddy. Yes, hi.
Len, would you like to start us off this time?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. So I was just saying that I think this coordinating center is off to a great start. It's been, I think, 2.5 years of the 4-year cycle. And it seems like they've added new awardees in new areas that might have been unexpected when it started. So it has a broader impact, which is great. So I think the foundation set for this being really productive in the future. I look forward to seeing where it can go. I like that it's now a 5-year funding cycle, because you can see in a 4-year funding cycle, we're already trying to renew this, and it's not even at year 3. But I think the first cycle was an experiment, and it's proven to be highly successful. So I think extending it to an additional year of funding makes sense. So I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, Lynn.
Okay, thanks, Rudy. So I was happy to see that you're going to encourage communication and collaboration between GTP and the Centers for Excellence in Genome Sciences. I was curious to know, is there already a mechanism for communication and integration among the different centers of excellence? And if so, how well has that worked, and how will this improve that?
So for the SEGS program, they actually have an annual meeting where they meet every year, and that's really the primary venue. I'd also point out that each of the centers have an outreach and education component. In the past year, they have all been getting together, the coordinators of those programs, to talk about what their centers are doing to promote technologies and education about them. And so that's a second opportunity for the SEGs to interact. And I think what we're hoping for with the working groups is to invite in speakers from SEGs so they can have a better connection with the Genome Tech program grantees as well.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, I can just add to that. I mean, I think that to what Lennon pointed out, I think the TDC has been very successful, and it's been an important conduit for the SEGs to interact. And I think, one of the things that I didn't expect when I first was introduced to the TDCC is their impacts on diversity, actually. And I think, helping broaden our internal efforts to reach a more diverse biomedical genomics community, having a coordinating center to kind of coalesce those efforts across many other groups has been very, very impactful. So I think that's a really nice additional outcome. One minor question, the Opportunity Fund, does that end up paying indirects multiple times when it's awarded and then re-awarded, or how does that end up?
Interesting. The Opportunity Funds Program, so every award is actually, if there's a collaboration, for example, each of those collaborating groups is a subcontract from the Tech Dev Coordinating Center. There's a special thing about funds that are handled that way. The indirects are on a certain percentage of the award that goes out, not the
Okay.
entire.
Okay.
Because you can imagine you
Yeah.
would lose a lot of money in indirects
Right.
if you had the standard percentage.
Okay, good. Yeah, I just want to make sure we're being good stewards of taxpayer
Yes.
money and not.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Other questions or comments? Heather, I think we're going to change the order if you want to come on up. All right, can I get a motion to approve the concept? A second. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Anyone want to abstain? All right. Thank you, Stephanie,
Thank you.
very much. We're going to switch up the order here a little bit. We're moving to the research experience in genomic research for genetic counselors. This is a PAR, and Heather Colley, Program Director in Genomic Medicine, is going to give the presentation.